I'm in love with food.
Yes, that is very true, Jennifer. And thankfully, JJ's got something really delicious for Joe today. That's exactly right. And you know, luckily we have some good cooking going on right here. I am joined by JJ Nelson with Barnyard Buffet in Saraland. Thank you so much for being here today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And what are you cooking up for us today?
I'm going to do a traditional pot roast this morning. I should say to start with, I'm using a bone-in pork shoulder, but this recipe is interchangeable. If you want to do beef, you could easily use some inside round. It'll be about half the cooking time. You only need like 125 for beef to get mid-rare, whereas this needs to go to like 200. But the pork is worth the wait. It's delicious. So before we sear it, which is the first part of the braising process, we're going to coat it with a little oil to bind the seasoning. And then throw on plenty of salt and pepper. Rub it in a little bit. And now we're gonna sear this on like a good medium heat. This oil's already hot with some garlic in it for flavor. We're gonna do about 3 minutes on each side to get it nice and brown.
Okay.
In a little bit, we're gonna be throwing that pork in with some veggies. And cooking it, it's called braising. So you're going to do dry heat first, brown on every side, and then low and slow in a Dutch oven with lots of juice and veggies. So we've got some sweet onions here, sliced into slivers. We've already got some whole baby carrots in there. This is like large dice celery and some red potatoes, which find how it lies on the cutting board naturally and then rotate it 90 degrees to get the right bias.
There you go.
Slice long ways. We're going to season these veggies too. So I'm going to use the same method, a little oil to bind it.
Some nice vegetables in there. And are there some other ones that you can add into that? Do you recommend these ones the most?
This is kind of the traditional American Yankee pot roast. That's what they call it. I think the English do it more traditionally, just gravy. But once you got all these seasonings on your veggies, we're going to go ahead and prep some of our juice for the next step. This is beef broth. Anytime you make beef broth, I definitely recommend you make your own with some good beef base. So this is a good tablespoon of beef base with 2 cups of hot water. And then in the next step, we're going to add all that. Cook it low and slow. That meat is going to really melt, and the flavor of the pork is going to combine with the juice and really marinate that meat really well.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. So we're going to continue to get a nice sear on that pork right there. We're going to come back soon. And really quick, though, for the people that are watching, maybe this is something that looks delicious to them. Can you remind them where Barnyard Buffet is?
Yeah, we're in Saraland on Highway 43, a little bit out of the way, but we've been there for 17 years, and we're family owned. We got ranked the #1 buffet in Alabama by iHeartRadio.
And let me tell you, they deserve it. It is absolutely delicious. Now, we're going to have more of this when we come back, and also we're going to talk more about Barnyard Buffet, some of the food that they offer, and different times you can check them out, and that'll be up soon. Chelsea. All right, Jen, thank you. It looks delicious, it smells delicious, and it sounds delicious.
He needs a bigger pot. Some of the potatoes were falling out over it. We'll get him a big one.
A big pot, all for the pot roast. Welcome back to Studio 10 on this Tuesday. Sometimes you just want a good home-cooked meal, and that is exactly what JJ is doing today with Barnyard Buffet. It's good to see you, my friend.
We try. Thank you, ma'am. It's good to have you back.
I know. I'm glad to be back. They actually brought a gift, and so I'm really thankful for that. A couple onesies for Scotty. And so a lot of fun things to talk about with Barnyard Buffet, but first we're mentioning the pot roast you're working on.
Yeah, my wife Mariah gets credit for that, by the way.
She did a great job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Your daughter's precious.
Oh, thank you.
So we've gone ahead and gotten a nice sear on all 4 sides, about 3 minutes on each side. I went ahead and cut the heat off. We're going to add as many of these veggies as we can.
Yep.
No stress, because like I was saying, a lot of them won't fit. Make an extra batch of the juice the broth, Dr. Pepper, and Worcestershire we're about to add, and just boil them in there for like 2 hours, and they'll be great.
But also, it's nice to kind of keep these veggies too. Of course, this pot roast, if you've got a smaller family, may feed you guys for a couple of days. But it's nice to keep those just
These are
for
so
sides.
good, and they go great with everything, so you can use them for days. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So we need wet heat for the second phase of braising. We're going to add 2 cups of beef broth that we made earlier.
Yeah.
Going to go ahead and do an equal measure of Dr. Pepper.
Now, why the DP?
The 23 flavors is the secret. And we buy it from Pepsi, by the way, which thank you, Pepsi, for having me here.
Of course. We love to have JJ here. We love a good cold Pepsi too, and Dr. Pepper as well. You were telling me you came up with this recipe all by yourself, and you said you're really proud of this one.
Yeah, I've been working on it for a while, and I think I've really nailed this ratio of juice we're doing here.
Well, I've just told JJ I am definitely not a chef by any means, but pot roast, this is one of those recipes that is a little intimidating to me just because it requires a lot of like sauces and spices and things.
Right.
But you've really kind of narrowed it down to just a few ingredients.
I'm a big believer in keeping it simple.
Right.
I think we've streamlined it here to where it's not too bad, hopefully.
Right.
A little half a cup of Worcestershire is the last little secret. Make sure you get that on the meat.
Yep. How long do you keep it in that bad boy for?
So yeah, we're gonna go low and slow is the trick. So no higher than 250 degrees. You have to be patient. With pork, it took me 4.5 hours to cook a 5-pound pork butt last night. But if you did beef round, it would only be like 1.5 hours, 2 hours to get to 125.
Yeah.
And you can slice the beef. It'll have a real nice, pretty presentation. The pork is delicious and affordable.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and close it up. Throw it in for about 4.5 hours, like I said, on 250.
Okay, so JJ will be back with us at 1 o'clock for a very special Studio 10 breaking news effort. Just kidding, you have one ready. But we do want to talk about Barnyard too. Of course, you can get tons of yummy food, including maybe this a couple of days out of the week. What do you have going on
Yes, ma'am.
this
We
week?
have this on the lunch and dinner menu 7 days a week, actually.
Nice.
Along with fried fish, fried chicken, spicy fried chicken, baked chicken, and meatloaf.
Yeah.
And then we have a lot of cool daily specials that you can check out on our website, barnyardbuffetsaraland.com. Like we do a breakfast buffet on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 8 to 10:30. We do steak, seafood, and gumbo Friday and Saturday night. And then every night after 4, we've got whole catfish and barbecue ribs.
Yeah, Saraland was home for me for a very, very long time. And so every time we pass by, the parking lot is absolutely stacked because the food there is so good. But you guys always have a lot of customers. But the really cool thing about your place is you have a lot of loyal customers that you see at least once a week.
Must be doing something right,
know.
huh?
Something
Yeah,
right.
we're lucky. We have a lot of friends we see like every day.
Yeah, every day.
We get to know them, we get to know their families, we go to funerals and get birth announcements. It's cute.
All right. Well, you can visit Barnyard Buffet on Highway 43. It's right there in the heart of Saraland. If you want some good home-cooked food, if you don't want to make this at home, you know where to buy it. It's already made. For more information about you guys, where can they go online?
barnyardbuffetsaraland.com.
All right. This is going to sit in here for a little bit. JJ's going to be back with us here on Studio 10 with the finished product. Joe.
Welcome back, everybody. We're in the kitchen today with JJ from Barnyard Buffet. JJ, good to see you as always.
Good to see you, sir. Thank you.
Making the whole newsroom smell good today.
I try.
So tell us what we're smelling here. What have we been working on all morning long?
Oh man, so we're gonna have a big reveal in a minute. We've got a delicious pork pot roast that we've made from scratch. Real quick, I wanted to throw in a little bonus if I could.
We're always down for a bonus.
These little Yorkshire puddings right here, Americans might call them popovers. They are amazing at soaking up the gravy, and they're so simple. So all it is equal parts egg, flour, and milk. If you break 4 large eggs into a measuring cup, it comes out to like exactly 3/4 of a cup.
Okay.
So 3/4 of a cup of milk, 3/4 of a cup of flour, which I've gone ahead and strained.
Equal parts. All
Yes. That makes like a dough, and we're gonna mix it up. The secret is to take your muffin tin and go ahead and put it in the oven on 450 for like 20 minutes to get it really hot. And before you do that, you're gonna put a little bit of oil in the bottom of each muffin, like in each little hole, just enough to cover the bottom. Unfortunately, I forgot my muffin tin today, so we're going to simulate. Right now,
we've got the finished product.
there would be a hot pan in the oven,
Sure.
but when that hot oil comes out and you pour this dough in there, it actually starts to cook as you're pouring it. So it's like a combination of frying, and then you're going to throw it in the oven and bake it for 20 minutes on 450.
20 minutes.
Maybe 22. But this Yorkshire pudding dough makes these excellent little popovers, and then you soak up a little bit of this pot roast gravy, this juice here. It'll change your life, I swear.
Well, I mean, can I do that, or is it too
Help
hot?
yourself, sir, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm
right behind you.
While I do this, tell us a little bit more. Folks want to come out to Barnyard Buffet. When are you open? How can they come see y'all?
We're in Saraland, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. We do the breakfast buffet on Saturday and Sunday mornings. We've got all kinds of weekly specials running that you can check out on our website, barnyardbuffetsaraland.com. And we've got some new, we have a salad bar, dessert bar, ice cream fountain. There's a lot of options that people don't know about besides just the home style food.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great stuff. You guys got to go check it out. This is delicious. I'm going to dip some more with this one because this is the one I already dipped, so I'm not going to double dip. But hey, we want you to take multiple trips to Barnyard Buffet. JJ, good to see you as always.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you very much to Pepsi for inviting me on.
Yeah, no doubt. Buffalo Rock Pepsi in the house. We got to go because I got to eat some mo.